One thing I wanted to share with you, I've been doing this work for a long, long time. And most of you watching this probably know that I work in two fields. One was martial body, physical stuff, and the other was consciousness and human condition stuff. And I wanted to share with you that a lot of times people do the consciousness work and they get very abstract. They don't know they're abstract. They don't know they're intellectual because that's just what we do. It's like you're contemplating and your mind is moving and stuff and you're trying to solve a problem and you can't solve. And one of the problems with the contemplation alone, just doing contemplation by itself, is that you have no feedback really. I mean, where do you get feedback? You sit on a cushion, you go through your mind, blah, 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 and the only feedback is, I don't get it. It's like, you get like, I'm not getting this. Or you have feedback like, oh my God, I'm one with the universe, this is all marvelous, etc. And, okay? It's like, you go through lots of states, but you have no reality check. See? And you also, it's much more difficult to be able to honestly, how do I say, assess your own progress and make changes and know when you're being real or not. Because your mind, oh my God, your mind goes and goes and goes, and it's incredibly clever. It's designed to do a job, and the job, by the way, is not the truth. It's not to grasp what's true. That's not its job. It's never been its job. Don't blame the mind, okay? It doesn't have your value system, although, yes, it does. But anyway, in any case, you see, the mind is doing a job. It's keeping you alive. It's surviving in a social context. It's doing this world. It's its job. But nothing in there is, to find the truth of which it does not know. In any case, in the martial world or the interactive world or even just, physical world, you get feedback because there are consequences and demonstrable realities that either work or don't work, So you either make the shift and it works and you're effective, or it doesn't work. You either have the skill or you don't have the skill. So you can either do something, you can't do it. So you get this brutal feedback constantly in the objective world. In the subjective world, which is where most people fall in contemplation work, you don't get that kind of feedback. And so I think one of the valuable things for me over the years has been doing both of these things. See? Because I have a great deal of feedback in the martial world, a great deal. And, I have to tell you, it kicks ass. Sometimes literally. See, but I get lots of, I can't do this, but how do I do it? And the demand, see, this is the key here, the demand to make a shift, to change my reality, to change my mind, to get past assumptions, to get past, holding the world a certain way in the martial. To have it work profoundly, to have it work in ways most humans don't enjoy. All right? And from that work and seeing how it goes, you following this? You see, when I'm doing the contemplation, I can apply that same kind of demand for a shift, demand for honesty that's real. And in a way, like say if I was fighting or something, that's my field. You don't have to have that field, but I'm just saying that's my field. And if the shift isn't real, grounded in objective existence, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. You don't believe yourself into winning. I know everybody wants to think they can, but you can't, okay? No matter what you believe, once you get on the mat, it doesn't matter. You get your ass kicked, just from believing, okay? It's what you perceive, what the state of mind, how you move, the distinctions you make, the relationships you have, grasping profound insights about principles that are in operation that nobody can screw with, because they're the principles upon which this reality that we share is based. Do you see? And yet we live in a very mind world. We live in a very subjective social reality that is just caught up in all kinds of stuff, beliefs, assumptions, conclusions, and we don't know it. And a lot of these beliefs and assumptions and conclusions are shared. See, we share that as a community. We share these things. See? So that reinforces them. See? And there's no way we could think, oh, they're not real. They don't exist. You understand? See, again, going back to the Marshall, because this is what I'm starting with, yeah? I fought thousands of people. I won every time. Now, why? I would say, one, because I'm smart, right? But that doesn't tell you the story. See, what it was I could recognize, and did, things they do not. See, now, they would share realities with each other and in their schools, and they would share these realities and beliefs and stuff. That didn't help them. It hurt them, okay? Because then they can't see what's true. And they can't get beyond their own mind forms, their own assumptions. See, and what I could, see, or did, I had huge advantage. I mean, ridiculously huge advantage, okay? Because they don't see these things. Now, are you following me? The connection here between that and the consciousness work, because this is one of the things I wanted to share with you, okay? See that the physical feedback really empowers the contemplation. Yeah? All right? Now, for example, you've heard of Dhammo or Bodhidharma. He's the guy who came from India and started what became Zen. All right? And he started in a place called the Shaolin Temple. You might have heard of it. All right? See, but that's the original was Zen in the Shaolin Temple. In any case, he was apparently a very strict guy, and he saw his monks, his guys, right? People, they were too weak to contemplate. They didn't have the right stuff to contemplate, in his opinion. And so he started them doing body stuff, physical stuff. Right then, in the origins of Zen, he started them doing trainings and physical things that became martial arts. See, that's what evolved into the martial arts, and that's what Shaolin is now famous for, is the martial component. The Zen has kind of disappeared, but anyway, I suspect, I don't know. All right, but in any case. So you see, and I perhaps had success with that. But there's that example. Okay, so I just wanted to share that. The physical feedback is objective feedback, you see? And this is different than subjective feedback. Do you understand? Subjective feedback is always, subjective, right? It's biased, it's based on assumptions and beliefs, it's very difficult to get out of, okay? And most people don't. And they valiantly contemplate, they try really hard, and they don't understand why they're not getting anywhere, all right? So one possibility that might help, I'm not saying it's a, cure-all or anything, but is to take up a practice that gives you objective feedback, right? So that you have this demand to make real shifts, and you can see when you do and when you don't, see? And when to understand like that. And then you can apply it to your contemplation better. If you've never done that, though, it's very difficult to apply it to your contemplation because you don't know what it is you're doing. All right? Also, one thing to notice is that you live in a body. You think you live in a mind. So you think you are your mind, more than likely, because that's what our cultures think. That's let's just say that's and evolution in our cultural reality, but I'll go into that some other time. Okay? See, but the truth is, without your body, you don't have a mind. Now, I understand you think you can float around in empty space with just your mind. Think again, Yojimbo. All right? Without your brain, you're ignorant. Okay? Without your brain, nothing happens there. See? You want to test that out? Well, get a lobotomy. Mess up your brain and you'll find out. You see? I mean, people get their brains messed up and there are all kinds of things they can't do or can't remember or can't function properly or even go catatonic or whatever it is, you see? So in any case, I'm just suggesting that your relationship, don't overlook your relationship to your body. Okay? This is where life actually occurs. Life does not occur in your mind. See? Here's some life over here. It's not occurring in the mind. See? Hey, you have some mind in there? Huh? Talk to me. You see? No. Life. It's actually alive. It's not fake. In any case, you see? Beautiful too, huh? See? You don't have to have a mind to be beautiful. In any case, it's useful to pay attention to your body. And it all kinds of ways is it useful to pay attention to your body. Okay. And one thing to know too, this is something that's been proven scientifically by research, etc., and myself over decades and decades observing and watching, because, hey, when I was young, I used to watch the Tai Chi masters past and the Qigong masters, blah, blah, blah. And I heard all the stories about longevity and this and that. Yeah, bullshit. Okay? They just died. All right? I watched them die. And they died just the same as everybody else, the same age. Usually mid-80s, somewhere in there, like that. Just like anybody else. Okay? See? No matter how much energy and Tai Chi and contemplation they did, didn't matter. See? Diet, again, it's nice. Have a good diet, okay? I'm not knocking diet, but it's not going to get you enlightened and it's not going to bring you a long life. In any case, there is one thing, though, that makes the biggest difference that I've observed many, many times, and science has proved over and over again, and they will tell you, doctors, medical, people will tell you, it's activity, physical activity. Now, it's useful to meditate. It's very useful to meditate. And one of the reasons it's useful to meditate is because it calms your mind, ergo your nervous system. Hello. And you calm your nervous system, see, your brain is connected to the rest of your body through your nerves. Yeah? See? So what happens in your brain affects the rest of your body. Okay? So if you calm your brain, your mind, you see, it affects your body. And you tend to be healthier and more relaxed and stuff like that. And conversely, as you can see, when you're stressed out, and again, this is observable, when you're stressed out and worried and doing all kinds of weird shit with your brain, your mind, it affects your nervous system and it hurts your body. People die of stress, for Christ's sake. People die of heart attacks sometimes. And I'm not saying it's always that way, but sometimes related to mind. What's going on in their mind. See, so there is that relationship, and I just want to draw that to your attention, right? Okay? So notice your body, and get that if you want to live a healthy life longer, I'm not saying you're going to live a longer life. You'll die when you die, and I don't know when that's going to be, okay? See, but you're going to live healthy longer. See, I've seen guys who were active physically in the martial world, generally speaking, but whatever. You see, they're active, and they're into their 70s, they're even into their 80s, and they're still active. And they're still relatively healthy. And they're not in a walker. You know what I'm saying? They're not suffering dementia, okay? They're not, doing these old age things that we're used to, people doing. they're healthy people, and then they die. You know? See? And to me, this is much better. It's like, try to be as healthy as possible, active, and then die quick. And it's just much better than dying slowly over a long period of time where you're falling apart. And the main ingredient there is to stay active, keep moving, keep doing stuff. I'm just saying, so you might want to just think about that, add it to your repertoire of stuff to do. All right? Now, imagine, you see, here, for example, we do workshops, courses in body being and in effortless power and effective interaction and stuff like that. And it's not about just learning a bunch of techniques at all. It's learning about your body. I mean, the whole body consciousness workshop is about, your body, how it works, how you move it, how you make it more effortless, etc. How you make it more effective, more aware, more balanced, more whole, and so on. In any case, and it has a lot to do with changing your mind in your body. See, so like studying here, it's a real study in the body. Now, when I took up the body being stuff and many years ago, it was to assist in my martial aspect, in my fighting. I didn't think of it as its own thing. And then over time, it developed more and more and more. And when I was teaching in the Bay Area, I would do a body being course, a 4 months course that people could do. And I tell you the truth, I had people from various martial arts from all over the Bay Area come and do the body being course. I even had athletes too come and do the body being, golfers and water polo and others anyway, and dancers, etc. And they all benefit a lot. See, and they weren't interested in doing my martial arts, or they weren't interested in, in being part of my school, unfortunately, most of them. See, they were still, stuck in their world. They're still doing that practice. But I guess my reputation was such that they go, this work that I'm doing with the body is going to help them. And it did. There's no question about it.